Well, good morning, my friends. What is up? It's your friend and pal Seth. My pronouns are he and they. Welcome to your morning inspiration video for today. If we are keeping track and counting, it is day number 16. All right. So, hope you are doing well. Hope you are making it the most fantastic day ever. And if you find that you're needing a little bit of a boost this morning, or you just need some motivation for your day and everything, I hope that this video helps you to feel just a little bit better, at least 1 or 2% better. Okay. Um. So inside of my morning inspiration video for yesterday, what I decided to do was kind of change up a little bit how, or kind of, I was kind of doing the morning inspiration video. So for yesterday, what I did was I actually did our morning video and everything, but I extended also an invitation and everything. So today, I'm actually going to be doing the exact same thing. Okay, I want to extend an invitation to anyone who would like to kind of join a community of practice and a group actually that I'm going to be running, or I'm going to be a part of. Excuse me, this morning at 10:30 a.m. Okay, Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so normally these morning inspiration videos, they include a morning quote, song for the day, affirmations, and a journal prompt. Um, with that being said, as I'm going to be talking about what we're going to be actually doing today inside of the group, this is kind of a little bit of a supplement. This it kind of supplements these things. Okay. And inside of a lot of our groups and everything, especially the group I'm going to be doing today, it includes all of these things with the exception of a journal prompt. However, if you really think about it, a lot of the groups and a lot of the things that we're always talking about, there are journal prompts like everywhere scattered in there. All right. So for today, we're actually going to be talking about something that is very vital, very beneficial, something that I've actually been working on, and in the past has not been something that, let's just say, I've been the best at. Let's just say that. We're going to be talking about boundaries today. So again, inside of our community of practice in our groups, we're doing a little bit of a if I could turn back time thing by share. So we're looking at programming that we've done back from May 2024 and now looking at it in May 2025, because May of 2025. So the group for today is called Achieving Wellbeing. Okay. And our topic for today is Boundaries 101, Say No Go. Boundaries 101, Say No Go. Now, if you are a child of the 80s or 90s, you may kind of get that reference to that Say No Go part, because inside of the group, the two songs that we're going to be listening to today are from the 90s. Okay, well, actually, I think one was released in 1989, but semantics, 80s and 90s, whatever. So the two songs for today are "No Scrubs" by TLC. That one sets a huge boundary. Okay, if you have never heard that song, TLC is setting a big boundary in that song. And then "Say No Go" by De La Soul. Okay, that I think that was the one released in 1989. Okay, so those are the two songs that we're going to be talking about and listening to today in group. Okay, so um, when it comes to our group dynamic, it's always wonderful when we are able to kind of check in and introduce ourselves and say certain things about ourselves that we feel that is definitely important and also beneficial. What we do is we kind of check in our own way. Okay, because again, these groups are peer related, and we're able to kind of check in how we want to. If we want to check in, that's fine. If we don't want to check in, that's also fine. But the thing we also do is always utilize the chat box. Because it's run on Zoom, we can actually also utilize the chat box if we're not comfortable speaking. So it's again a very safe and supportive environment. All right. Um, so one of the things that how I normally always love to check in is I say my name. My name is Seth. My pronouns are he and they. I'm connecting from Virginia, right? And then some colors that could always that could describe me and describe my mood for today. I always say, normally always I say blue. because I always love the color blue. I associate red with passion and everything and happy. I also associate yellow with that. If you never heard the song Mellow Yellow, they call me Mellow Yellow. Anyway, but I also integrate rainbow colors because I am part of the rainbow, and I'm just like a giant Skittle. Like a giant Skittle bag. So there we go. Yeah, but I also, again, these colors, that can change for me, like on a daily basis, kind of how I'm feeling. But these are more kind of my, my neutral kind of, blue, red, and rainbow. Because that's me. I'm a rainbow. Okay. So I also like to talk about self-compassion and self-kindness. So ways that I can show myself self-compassion and kindness. And yesterday, I was kind of talking about ways that I do that by kind of looking at my body and my mind connection. How if I may be feeling not so great in my body, how that may have something to do with my mind and everything. But today, one of the things I also really wanted to talk about, especially when it comes to setting boundaries, is kind of being aware of my self talk. Being aware of the words that I say to myself about myself. In other words, kind of setting a boundary with myself pretty much in a way. I know that sounds interesting, but I think kind of just always being aware of our self-talk and the things that we tell ourselves and the things that we'll accept from other people to actually say about us, you know, that right there is really powerful. Right. Now, if I can also kind of give words of encouragement for the day, I'd say point your eyes down to that little ticker on the bottom of don't quit before the miracle happens. You never know. That miracle could be right around the corner. So never, ever quit. Find ways to always keep moving forward. All right. So let's get into kind of the meat and potatoes of kind of one of what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about boundaries, as I said. It's Boundaries 101. Just say no, go. And we're going to be there are kind of the three types of boundaries we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about loose boundaries, healthy boundaries, and the rigid boundaries, and kind of what those are, and kind of the what the components of each. Okay, and also maybe give a few examples of each too. So with loose boundaries, these are boundaries where the lines are blurred or they don't exist, or your wall literally stays low. Okay. Then we have the healthy boundaries. These are flexible. Your wall that you put up goes, up and down. And then you have the rigid boundaries where it is not flexible. That wall stays, that wall stays high. Okay. And in certain situations, it may be that we have to set maybe loose boundaries with someone, maybe healthy boundary, but maybe in some other parts of your life, you got to set those rigid boundaries. Okay. And along with that, we're going to be talking about our boundary categories. So there are different categories of boundaries. You can have physical boundaries, they're the emotional ones, intellectual, time, material, spiritual, and also sexual boundaries as well. Okay. So we're really going to be kind of really delving into those and kind of what those mean for each of us. All right. In addition to that, we're going to be talking about kind of the 5 steps to establishing boundaries while you're in recovery. And I think also when we're in recovery, that's also really, really important. So we're going to be talking about the 5 steps to doing that. And I'll give you a little teaser. The first one is to literally figure out your stressors. Once you're able to kind of figure out your stressors when it comes to your recovery, when it comes to anything, I think that will kind of help you to kind of figure out where your boundaries are. I think, so that's a kind of it's a kind of way to just a little bit of a teaser, for y'all, kind of ways to establishing those boundaries in recovery. And along with that, we're going to be watching a little video by the incredible Oprah Winfrey. It's about 2 minutes and 32 seconds. Oprah is going to be talking about learning to say no and setting boundaries for yourself. She's going to be talking about the importance of that. So that video is about 2 minutes and 32 seconds. All right. So in addition to that, how inside of these morning videos, I always use a quote. Well, there is a quote inside of the group today, inside of our presentation. And the quote, interestingly enough, comes from Mark Groves. And the quote says, "Walls keep everybody out, but boundaries teach people where the door is." Again, one more time. Walls keep everybody out. Boundaries Teach People Where the Door Is by Mark Groves. That's something that is really, really powerful right there. All right. So, in addition to all this, we're going to be talking about those 4 reminders. So, 4 reminders to have when you're actually setting a boundary. And I think it's also really, really important, to kind of keep these in your head. You know, when you're setting your boundary, you need to, when we're always setting boundaries, we need to make sure that we're able to kind of set regulations for ourselves, and to kind of give us those consistent daily reminders of why we set our boundary in the first place. Okay. We're going to also kind of be talking about how to deal with those people that continuously violate your boundaries. Okay. Cause that's also something I've definitely struggled with, so we're going to also be really talking about that too. Okay. There is going to be another little video. It's called Here's Why You Should Learn to Say No. It's from Business Insider. It's 1 minute and 40 seconds as well. We're going to be going through that as well. So that's pretty much what we're going to be talking about today in group. Okay. And the one thing I want to say is a lot of these groups, again, these are peer related support groups. And what we do is we focus on our 5 key concepts. Okay. The 5 key concepts of WRAP, which is the Wellness Recovery Action Plan. And they are personal responsibility, taking responsibility for your life, hope, education, self-advocacy, and support. And all of these help to guide us in creating a personal plan for us in wellness and recovery. And boundaries are a huge part of that. Self-advocacy, boundaries and self-advocacy, I think really go hand in hand. This is a way where we can advocate for ourselves. We can also protect ourselves as well. All right. So that'll really about do it, for this morning video. Again, we're going to be doing this group this morning, this at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to actually join the group, if you'd like to, learn more kind of about the group and everything, please do let me know, and I can, shoot you a link. These are free. All these groups are free, and I can shoot you a link and everything, and you can join our community of practice. So that'll about do it. Okay. Thank you so much for watching the video. Again, pay attention to the clicker down the bottom. Don't quit before that miracle happens. Okay. Find ways to keep moving forward. Stay positive. Stay motivated. Stay focused on your big dreams and goals. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day. Make it an amazing rest of your day. If you'd like to join our group today in our community of practice, please let me know. I'll shoot you a free link. Again, that's the Zoom link. Okay. You can get all set. You can get set and come to the group. Learn about setting those amazing and healthy boundaries for ourselves. All right. Have an amazing day. Make it an amazing day. I will talk to you in the next morning inspiration video. Bye for now.